Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. Good times with Scar here, and welcome back to the wonderful worlds of Hermits and Crafting. And we're here at Scar's Frontier Outpost, getting ready to get a little crazy. That's right, we are going to do something that I was hoping to avoid, but it has come to the point where it has to happen. And we're here in our brand new depot station area, and I am just not loving the placements. That's right, I feel like we can do better in the placement of our train station depot and the cranes and all the cool things we're going to build today. But there has got to be a slight renovation here. And what I'm going to do, and if you guys want to get crazy with me, go hashtag let's get crazy. We're going to move that train station right there, and we're going to move it over to this section. Also, removing the jelly and the beacon. I know we're going to remove the jelly, but I've decided what we're going to do with the jelly. It's going to be really, really awesome. Actually, I have two options for it. I have two really good ideas for the giant jelly. But yeah, the giant jelly's got to move. And when I was thinking about this whole project, is this whole Frontier Outpost is something that is kind of a living, breathing thing, as you know, the Scars enter the frontier here and they set up their tents, and eventually they got their mines going, their lumber mills, the train stations. So it's constantly evolving. And today is going to be one of those days where it evolves a little bit further down the path of progress. So hit super fast destruction mode and let's get started. End of super fast destruction mode, and as you can see, we have removed the station and of course the giant jelly, which was the saddest moment in all of Minecraft for me, was to remove the giant jelly. But never fear, we will rebuild the giant jelly bigger and better than before. And I may have gone crazy. I've gone crazy with this whole thing. You know, taking down an entire build and relocating it only a couple blocks over. So, in the comments, hashtag Scar's gone crazy or hashtag Scar's always been crazy. So you let me know on that one. And yeah, so it's time once again to hit super fast recreation mode and finish this up. I'm a perfectionist to the detriment of my health and the productivity of my channel, but I am so very pleased by moving the station to the right hand side from the left. We've opened up a whole new section of our Frontier Outpost, and also it just looks so much better. I think there was some kind of Minecraft feng shui that was off in this area by having this station right here, and by opening this up now, it is like a relief almost. I get really invested in these designs, and when it's a little bit off, like, it nags me deep within the Scar, and I am just like, we've got to fix this. But we did, and I am very, very pleased with this. So I guess back to regular scheduled programming. And it looks like the good Tango of Tech has made our... Oh, geez. Oh, was that a trap? What was that? Oh, it's a skeleton. I was very confused there for a moment. Let's see what the sign says. Stone can be changed out. Avoid wood. Oh, okay. I don't know why we need to avoid wood, but look at this. This thing's amazing. Look at all the redstone stuff that I have no idea what it does, but I bet... Oh. Okay, guys, that's why we need to avoid wood. Apparently, there are fire, there's arrow. Oh, this thing's amazing. What is that? It shoots out lava, shoots an arrow. Oh, that's so amazing. But this chicken's looking at me like, get me out of here, Scar. Get me out of here. I don't want to become chicken strips. My friend, chicken strips are like the second or third best food of all time. It's an honor to become chicken strips. Believe me, especially the fried kind. Those are really good. Let's actually grab a stack of our brand new chicken. Excuse me, little baby zombie. I'm going to put you in that tank and you're going to become fried zombie flesh and I'm going to feed you to my wolves and they're going to love it. Getting today's supplies all set up and ready to go. So let's jump over here. So first thing we need to do is actually create quite a few tracks. Wait, what is the recipe for these? Oh gosh, I completely did that on the wrong angle there. All right, there we go. Don't worry, don't go worry. I know I'm going crazy. All right, so we've got ourselves some rails. We have our iron bars. Oh, we need to grab some redstone. Ooh, the dustiest box in all of Minecraft. It's the dustiest box. All right, so I need to put this here. I want some droppers. And if I remember the recipe, it's something like, oh, there it is. There it is. That's what we need. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is place these in our final box here. So our rails, our droppers, and our iron bars. And these are all the supplies we're going to need for today's project because we're gonna be building all sorts of amazing cranes, lifting supplies onto trains. And I hope this gives you guys some inspiration for your own, industrial style builds. So let's get to it. And welcome back. And I was AFK for a minute and I found this message. Cat was burnt to a crisp whilst fighting Good Time with Scar. What on earth? Maybe at this point the cats have turned on me because of the giant jelly destruction. I don't know what's going on here, but those cats have been giving me an eye. I don't know where that message came from. Anyway, all right, let's get started. So this is our first crane. So I have this little pattern built out. This is 11 by 11. So at 6 blocks right here, I push in and go in another 5. So just to give it a little extra detail. Now I'm going to add a little band of stone around the top. So this is kind of the foundation of the crane. I want to give it the feeling that this is kind of swiveling back and forth. Now with the Frontier Outposts theme, like we've talked about before, how we're slowly evolving the outpost, I'm also considering time-wise, right? So maybe, since the first tents were, put up, time has gone on. We now have cranes. We're a little bit more industrial around here. So adding that extra little bit of lure to the build, I think will add a little to it. So I'm very happy about that. And there we go. Awesome. So now what we need to do is build in a foundation. So we'll stick some half slabs and run them all the way across. And there we go. We have 2 platforms set up and ready to go. Now we're going to go directly in the center here and we're going to cut out a block. Now this is 11 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that's 11 by 5. All right, so we're going to build these pieces up here and then we're going to jump on down and add ourselves just a little bit of dark chocolate stairs. Beautiful. And then we're going to sneak on over here, place down one more there. Now this is the pole that's going to go all the way up. Now it's going to be kind of holding up some logs down above a flatbed, rail car that will be down below. Also, there's going to be some cables that will go down and do a secondary kind of support structure right here and a smokestack on the back. And that's a lot to do. So let's get busy with that. So first thing I want to do is I want to start working on that secondary structure on the back end here. And also talk a little bit. Let's see, is that 3? I'm going to do one more just in case. We can always knock off a piece. I want to talk a little bit about the new Minecraft blocks that was just added in Minecraft Snapshot for the 1.12 update. We've got terracotta blocks and we've got concrete blocks. My first reaction to these blocks was disappointment. I was honestly very disappointed. Not in the colors, not in the styles, anything along those lines. Just the fact that we once again are not going to have half slabs and stairs for any of the new blocks. And it was quite disappointing, to be honest. But I put that aside. I opened up a Minecraft world and got busy and created two amazing videos, in my opinion, that really demonstrate how to use these blocks to their full potential within building in Minecraft. And if you haven't seen these videos, I highly encourage you to take a look at them. And it definitely will change your mind about the terracotta block. I surely believe that it will change your mind. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to back off just a little bit here, and I am going to put down a block right here, here, and there. Now I just might extend this platform out a little bit and remove that tree, but we can always do that in just a little bit. Now I'm going to move this over here just ever so slightly like that, and then I'm going to hop up here and start running these pieces along here. Something like this, and of course this is the smokestack, and it's gonna be really cool if we get this done. But like I was saying, when I created those videos, I wanted to go into here and really find the potential in the terracotta blocks. You know, find what it is that we can do with these blocks. And I think the failing of a lot of people's understanding of these blocks, and it was even mine at first, was that these aren't a block that you go into a build and say, I'm gonna build with these blocks. You go into a build thinking you're gonna build with the woods, the stones, things of that nature. And these blocks should only be thought of as a decorational or an accent block. And I think that's where people have gone kind of awry with these blocks a little bit, is they're thinking too broadly with them. These blocks aren't going to change the way that you make your houses or your castles or anything along those lines. But what they will do is add an incredibly new layer of complexity and design to your builds. Now let's talk about the specifics of these blocks. I would have designed them very differently. I would have designed them very, very differently. Now what I'm saying by that is they are far too complex. I think they're too complex for the kind of the symmetry of Minecraft. And I would have broken them down to just very simple lines, very simple circles and square designs, but taken away a lot of the complexity and the over-colored design of them. That's my personal opinion. That's how I would have done it. And you know what? I don't work for Mojang, so they're the ones who make the big Minecraft bucks, and so I'm gonna leave it to them to hopefully, maybe reconsider the colors of a few. That's all I would say, is that there are a few of the particular designs that maybe have gone a little over the top. I would say the purple triangle block, or arrow block, and the leprechaun block, so that would be the lime green. Those are definitely blocks that I would say, let's see, I'm gonna count this out real quick. 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna put down a 4. And then you guessed it, I'm gonna put down a 5 right there, looking beautiful. So like I was saying, that I would change those blocks. Now, the reasons I would change those is I think they've just gone a little too overboard with the colors. And to be honest, you should also, when designing something, look at it and think, how will a player build with this? What will they be able to accomplish? Will they be able to accomplish something maybe in an Egyptian style, or a modern style, or a medieval style? You gotta like think in those terms, or at least that's how I would have done it. And if I would have done it, I would have definitely made the designs far less complex so that they could be used in the most amount of builds possible. But with all that said, I still like them. I'm going to use them sparingly as an accent block and as a decorational block only. And I think that's the way to look at those blocks. Now, with the concrete blocks, very good choices right there. Very much enjoy what they've done with those, except for the fact that there's no house slabs and stairs. It's an incredible frustration of mine that this is not something that's been worked out by now to get this ability to have these house slabs and stairs for particular blocks like these. I think it is very important that Minecraft has those particular options for these blocks, because it would open up incredible new possibilities for builders, and this should line up perfect. Oh, look at Scar getting the right building design. Look at that, directly down on top of the track. That wasn't easy, by the way. I've made a couple fails at trying to line this up, trying to make it work right. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on these terracotta blocks. Did what I say make any sense to you? Did, talking about it being a decorational block? And that's how I came into it when I first started. I was like, how can I build with these? And I realized quickly that I was going about it wrong, and seeing, on Reddit and different places that it seemed like people were also going awry. And I was like, how can I not go awry? And came to the conclusion that these aren't building blocks, they're decorational blocks, and you use them sparingly. And I think that's the way we're going to succeed with them. And like I said, check out my video and I'll show you a bunch of different ways of using them in your builds. How are we doing with that crane? We actually missed a block right there. I made a mistake there. But I like this. This is definitely coming out really, really cool. The Blue District property values have really dropped recently. Poor Iskall. He has just been pranked to no end over here, and it is getting to a point where property values, like I said, they're getting a little low. Cub and I are concerned. Anyway, let's get started with this here. And I want to talk a little bit more about the new blocks. We've talked about the terracotta blocks, of course. You know, kind of loving them, kind of hating them, but I'm, you know, optimistic about the future with them, especially some of the changes, of course, they're going to make to them. And like I said before, I would love it if they reconsidered a couple textures and maybe scale back the complexity just slightly. I think we could see something really amazing with them, but if they don't, that's fine. I'm going to make amazing things with them regardless. I just have a lot of amazing plans, so I'm quite excited. But let's talk about concrete. That's right. Let's talk about that concrete block. Very, very, very good block, especially for my idea for the next Hermitcraft season. That's right. I've got an idea. It involves a city, a modern city, and all the things that go along with that. And that concrete block is going to be amazing for those builds. By the way, there's no next season Hermitcraft on the horizon at all. Not to get anybody's hopes up. There's lots of amazing things still going on in this season, but I do have my build already planned, and I am very, very excited about it. Oops, I think I went awry there. So I'm going to put this one right there. And right there, beautiful, awesome. So yeah, I'm very excited about the concrete block and all the ideas it's going to allow me to do for that particular build. Now, of course, I wish there was stairs and slabs for all, but unfortunately that has not happened once again, and it is incredibly disappointing. And I think the best hashtag we could all come up with is hashtag stairs and slabs for all. Now, I'm being a little overly dramatic on that effect. I don't think there should be slabs and stairs for everything, but at least a few of these building blocks, some either the hardened clay or the new concrete blocks, because it would open up such incredible possibilities for building. More than anything they could do to Minecraft, it would be that. If there was one change, it would just dramatically change the way people build it within the game. I still hold out hope, very much so, that someday something will change within Minecraft and they will be able to make that happen. But till then, I'm still going to have fun with the terracotta and the concrete. And how does that look? I think that is a pretty darn awesome crane, looking very, very fantastic. So let's start working on our next crane. And look at that crane from above, looking absolutely beautiful. I'm absolutely loving that. So I've been a busy Scar over here, and I've got myself a new section of the platform built up and ready to go. Also, it's giving me some really good ideas. So one thing we need to work on is away from getting to the sawmill from this section of the build. So if we could build maybe a walkway that kind of goes into this area right here, onto that platform, and then onto the pathway over there, I think it'd look really weird. Wait, weird? No, good. Did I just say that could look really weird? No, Scar, that's gonna look really good. All right, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Oh, that got me a lot pretty good right there. All right, so I'm gonna build up a little substructure right there, looking super fancy. Yeah, that's nice. And then in the interior right here, I'm gonna run out some of our dark chocolate going downwards like so. There we go. That is looking excellent. And what we're going to do is we're going to space this out by 1 block here. And you might be wondering, Scar, what happened to the shaders, or not shaders, but the sky pack? Well, we're actually on that snapshot with all those new blocks. And that means that we don't have the wonderful Optifine. And if you're not aware, there is some incredible amount of lag on the Hermitcraft server right now. And that's why I've had to lower my render distance a little bit. And it is so bad, unfortunately. And I don't really know what it is. It's somewhere in between, you know, from false to my base. There's some really bad stuff in between. And it's very frustrating. So this particular crane is going to be something that's going to connect to our lower level. And it's going to go down to the marina where we're going to have some boats set up. So down in this little section, we're going to have, you know, our crane going underground. It's going to have a little bit of a structure built up here, and it'll go out and connect to these posts, which I'm going to do right now. And we've got our structure built up and ready to go on this side now as I'm going along here. So what I'm doing is I'm putting down a slab right there, and then I'm putting these things on an angle, creating a track feeling. Do you get what I'm trying to do here with a half or a stair along here? So it gives it the feeling that there is like a little device, you know, going back and forth on this particular track. And then of course there's one on the corresponding side looking very, very nice. But I was thinking, would this look better in stone brick stairs? Let me know. Choice 1 is, of course, the dark chocolate, or choice 2 is the stone stairs. And let's just throw one on there for the heck of it here. And what do you think? Oh, jeez. Oh, those stone stairs got me in the end, didn't they? But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking and going along there after that section that I was like, oh, I've already completed one area of it, but I wonder if the stone stairs would be good. And of course, that would be choice 2. I forgot to say that before I nearly fell to my death. But choice 1 is the wood. Choice 2 is the stone. I'm not 100% sure. But let's go on here just a little farther and let's get started with the actual mechanism, which I'm kind of actually very excited about because I think this is gonna be really cool. So I'm actually gonna start it maybe right here, okay? And this is gonna be quite a bit of trial and error to get this to the point that I want it to be. So we're trying to make a crane mechanism. There's one like this by my hospital that I see it all the time. So this is where the inspiration for this thing has come from. And I'm gonna sneak over about 3 blocks. Of course, that's 4. I'm gonna go about 4 blocks, guys. No. Scar is all over the place today. There we go. Put that one right there. So this device, hopefully this is starting to make sense to you guys. If it's not, I apologize. I need to do better. There we go. And then I'm going to go over here and bring in another section like this. There we go. And it's actually in like a shipyard, this particular device that I'm talking about. So that's where it is. I might even put a stone, chiseled brick in that centerpiece. I think that might actually look pretty cool. I think what we need to do now is just actually get down and do the final details from below. But I think once we get a little bit farther in this, you're going to be like, oh, I see what this is. Because it doesn't look like much at the moment. Okay, so then down here, how do we do this? I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to keep coming down. There we go. I think that could actually be decent. I think that could definitely be good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to connect it up to there. I think a little bit of trial and error here and there will have to be done to try to get some of these bricks into the right spots. There we go. And then put that one down like that. And then 1 block there, boom and a bam. How are we doing? This one needs 1 still. There we go. Okay, this centerpiece, remember we just talked about that? I don't have any of those on me at the moment, but the first thing we need to do is get out our milk chocolate fence post. There we go. And then we're gonna run down our iron bars, and I love this design. It really makes it feel like this is being lowered out of there, and I really like that design. I think that came out really cool. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, and we're gonna bring it down as far as we can, because eventually this will go down to a boat below us. There we go. And let's jump out and see if this looks like anything we've tried to get. I like it. I like it. There's a couple little things I'm still gonna do to it, but I really like that design. I've made some adjustments that I'm quite pleased on now. I've lightened the load of the structure a little bit on the top, kind of thinned it out a little bit. It was a little bit thick around the corners, so I think that came out really cool. Now let's scaffold our way up and actually put this block right here I was just talking about. Take out that and watch the detail flow. Look at that. See how that kind of connects right there? Such a great way of making something really look like it's kind of an actual mechanism. Now, it does look a little bit funny on the sides. It looks great head on, like it looks good on that angle, but unfortunately it looks a little bit weird on the sides, so I might consider removing that. But I think that's something we can think about a little bit later. Now, some of these corners definitely need to start getting worked on down below. Also, this is cutting a corner pretty close along here. Really close right there. I usually like to at least have 2 block gap right there, but I think that'll be fine. I want to keep this as close to the track as possible. The reason being is back in this section, I'd love to kind of shave off as many blocks as I can back here, and then I have a nice natural, growth of the mountain kind of come downwards, but we can definitely work on that a little bit later. Now, this over here is something that needs to change. This, of course, is where Ren's payment for the lush mesa biome was, and I want to move that to a nicer spot, so I had to take it out right here, and we definitely need to work on that. So somehow making this pathway, connect up to here, and then having, another little walkway that goes down onto the tracks, up back, and then up to the sawmill, I think would be really awesome. But look at this progress. Look at these amazing cranes. Looking absolutely amazing. The feng shui of Scar's Frontier Outpost is back to normal, and I can't be more pleased. So we have our station completely moved from the left side to the right, which I'm very, very happy with. We now have our cranes in that position, which now doesn't block the sawmill, so we can now see it over there looking very nice. We have our additional crane built right here going underground, this one putting logs on a future flatbed car. And I've got to ask you to make sure I have made the right decision. By moving the station over to the other side, did I make the right decision or did I make the wrong decision in wasting time and things of that nature? So in the comments, if you've stayed this long, please leave me a comment saying, Scar, you've made the right decision, or Scar, you've made the wrong decision and wasted your time. So definitely let me know, because deep down inside, I feel like I made the right decision, but also I wasted a lot of time. So you gotta let me know. I think for the greater good of the design, like I said, I made the right decision, but it's totally up to you guys to make the final call on this. So final thoughts on the station is that we need to create some themes, some story around the platform. So what I want to do is maybe have some of the server members, like things that represent them on the platform, being shipped to different members. So do you kind of see what I'm thinking about? So say Iskall comes instantly to mind. Maybe we have a card dedicated to Iskalium. And then maybe we have something being shipped over to Azuma in the Purple District. Maybe, you know, some type of supplies being moved over to Wells's Dwarven Kingdom. Yeah, I don't know. Just keep thinking of ideas that can kind of tie in some of the other server members, because I think that would be really cool and help once again keep up with, you know, story and all those things that we like to do around our builds that make them ever so special. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later.